In the previous film, Godzilla, with the posture of a lord trampling on the fat three-headed Gid, once again received the submission of the other titans. Is there anyone who dares to challenge Godzilla's hegemony? A peer who just scratched his ass in front of you and me is also the grown-up king of school, and after more than 40 years of school and was recreated by Monarch in a public base. He hates it, but he endures because the only subject is also his friend, the deaf girl, the last survivor of the Dao Cage tribe. After a storm swept across the island of SCGI, is currently being raised by Dr. ANW of Monarch, who is in charge of research. Monarch kept him under house arrest to avoid a royal battle with Godzilla. But he was too big to continue being locked up in this place. That war was unavoidable. And this is Godzilla sus, so where's Godzilla? The king. Going to an Apex cybernetic facility in Florida and blowing it up, even though there wasn't a single villainous titan. There, it was about 2 seconds. Let me explain the questions that haven't occurred to you yet. Apex Cybernetic is a leading high-tech company specializing in robotics and artificial intelligence research, under the direction of Query Simon. So why did Godzilla attack it? The media and most people, including Mar Russo, the male protagonist of the previous film and now Monarch's manager, all blame Godzilla, whereas those who follow BNY's Titan Truth channel or a low-level engineer at Apex Company do not believe that. They believe that Godzilla is so great because a shady operation of Apex, as evidenced by strange orders being brought to Hong Kong from the 33rd floor, a place he didn't know about. Thanks to Godzilla's sabotage, he discovered that what was being transported was a giant Saragon eye. One of Bernie's supporters are Madison Russo because Godzilla saved her family's life many times before Gora, but she couldn't convince her father Mark to change his opinion about Godzilla. Now at Denham University, Apex director Simon with Ren Sarazawa, the head of Apex Technology Department and the son of Dr. Iso Sarija, came to find Nathan, and he hypothesized that the Titan species originated from the underground world. It sounds very Doraemon, but Apex Company has confirmed receiving it. That in the underground world there is an entire ecosystem and it is maintained by an energy source very similar to Godzilla. Apex wants to use this energy source to create weapons as powerful as the Titans. Lin said that humans will be crushed by the gravity reversal phenomenon when entering the underground, but Apex has built a ship that solves the problem. Lin's job is just to find a way to get there. To do this, he came to find Dr. Andrew at the school's mining base. He convinced her to let him lead everyone to the underground world through the gate in Antarctica. Because it was their home, every living thing had an instinct to guide them home. Andrew agreed because he needed to find a new place to live for him, as mentioned at the beginning, so he was drugged and trapped on a large store ship going to Antarctica with a fleet escorting the journey, which was planned to be completely avoided. The sea level of Godzilla. Apex sent the director's daughter Maya Simon to supervise this plan. That night, she ran out of anesthetic and wanted to escape the chain, but Jia promptly communicated with Lin, noticing this and wanted to use her to give orders to the peacock. But Andrew refused. Are you a peacock's mother? Madison decided to go with her friend Joss to find her based on what he accidentally revealed on the radio to join. Investigation of Apex Company clears Godzilla's return to the company's fleet. Trouble begins to come. Godzilla senses the enemy and advances. This time, the military chooses to protect the company, causing Godzilla to not hesitate to destroy the escort ships. Tong overturned the boat while attacking Lin, only to realize that this was no good, so he opened the chain to let attack and Godzilla begin round 1. Even though they were supported by humans, they lost their advantage when fighting at sea. Quickly defeated 1-0 for Godzilla the Sea Roller and 2-0 for this image. Although Godzilla left when he saw that his opponent was no longer a threat to him, Lin still had to find another way to reach Antarctica. At this time, Madison's group infiltrating the destroyed Apex base found a secret elevator leading to the 33rd floor. Then he saw in the company's invoices a large warehouse with a series of the ships containing SCH eggs. Color. This proves that the Apex Company is not simple. The group accidentally gets stuck in a ship and is taken to Hong Kong through a transcontinental tunnel system. While waiting for the ship to arrive, we will return to Tsong is riding vans head made from helicopters and nets to reach the South Pole, the entrance to the underground world. Lin and Andrew agree to trick little girl Jia into telling him that there is a girl down there, making him happily go into the caves. The other person quickly boarded the Apex spacecraft to follow and enter the earthly cage, a place where Two gravity streams exist simultaneously in the chest facing the Earth's surface. I will call it the sky and the ground to make it easier to distinguish. Especially with the spaceships that were subject to changes in gravity and fell back into the sky and successfully survived, they all quickly witnessed a primitive ecosystem along with giant creatures in this place whose instincts guided Kong to a mountaintop to overcome gravity and reach the ground, and now it still work, but I'll take you to Hong Kong where Madison's group escapes the ship and finds a giant warehouse. Now the real plan of Apex has just been revealed to create a mechanical Godzilla called Betra Godzilla and let Rin control it remotely using Gid's head because this dragon has the telepathic ability to transmit information through 3 brains. This proves that Apex is related to Alan who bought the dragon head in the aftercrit part before returning underground to find a giant relic with an extremely advanced fingerprint system inside. Is a large space filled with gold statues and statues of its species. The ground is full of skeletons as if depicting a fierce battle. Songnai got a leftover axe and sat on the throne. The axe suddenly flashed. The attack immediately put it into an identically shaped indentation on the ground. The radioactive axe lit up the Thursday's image of Godzilla around the throne. If you pay attention, the blade looks very similar to Godzilla's spine. Perhaps the ancestor of the two. The side had extremely fierce battles, so she didn't care about that. She used a robot to take a sample of glowing rock to create the shape of Godzilla and send the information back to the Apex company. With my home network, I was sitting and reading a book with 3G. At this time on the ground, Godzilla was approaching the Apex company in Hong Kong when he felt the energy radiating from the deep underground Thaha image. It gathered the energy and spit it straight down, creating there's a hole that goes straight down to your palace. Is that so? What should I do? Song immediately took the battle axe and went through the hole that Godzilla had created. Andrew and Jia followed closely behind with the Apex spaceship to the surface. Public land immediately started this 2 times with the victory shield that resisted Godzilla's atomic breath and created a fight scene that made viewers who cares what the content was an hour ago. What was the public's weapon? It must have been a god-killing axe. So round H called the Kwang attack's name, but the axe also ran out of energy right before the final battle of both 3. Godzilla, with millions of years of fighting experience, was still young and had lost his ability. Godzilla quickly won, snorted in contempt, then turned away, leaving him lying dying in the rubble. Simon quickly ordered Round to connect with Meta Godzilla with the aim of Fisherman DAC Loy killing Godzilla, but a system error occurred. Out the remaining consciousness of Gid take control. Destroy the Apex base, scream out, challenge Godzilla just like its name. Mom and Dad Godzilla beat Godzilla to a pulp somewhere, even cosplaying Harry Potter's wand fight over there on the battlefield. Lin used the spaceship's energy to revive his heart. Then let Jia use his brains Chi Shu En at his parents, so let's fight that guy who loves Godzilla, but he saw that and rushed into the battle. Godzilla used his breath. The energy that fueled his aunt's strength was good. The young man loved his father. Godzilla knew Quan Vu, District 7, defeated the monster simply but was tired. Godzilla didn't stop there. Godzilla stood up and wanted to continue fighting. Because the king is not too tired and throws away the axe in his hand to signal a truce. What is the point of accepting the answer and leaving the 2 kings who have reached an agreement not to return to rule the underground world and Godzilla to return to the reviewer's deep ocean is my happiness. Remember to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next videos.